Hello, my wonderful people, and this is Dixon, and you are welcome to Dicky Codes. And today we are going to talk about variables in Java. Now, things we'll be looking at today are listed here. We have the definition of variable on top here, and followed by variable identifier or name. We'll be talking about variable declaration. We'll be talking about variable initialization. We'll be talking about variable declaration structure, like how variables are declared and also how variables are initialized. We'll see a structure of that and variable types, the types of variables we have. Now, let's begin with the definition of the variables in Java. A variable is a memory location that holds a value for operation.
This little diagram here is going to explain what variables are. So as you can see on the board, we have memory location. No, computer memory, sorry. Now we have memory locations here. Here it says L stands for location. And we said a variable is a memory location that holds a value. It means that when you create a variable, the computer picks one of these locations and assigns it to the type of variable you have created. So it uses the name that you used to create your variable. You will be doing variable namings and variable initialization and declaration, and we'll come back to this memory location. So it picks the space or the location for that variable where it will hold a value. That is why we said a variable is a memory location that holds a value for operation. So the processor will use that value that the variable has saved or has held. That is all you need to know.
Today we are going to be looking at variable declaration and initialization. But before that, let's look at the types of variables we have. Now, we have more than four actually, but on the screen you can see four. Yes, don't panic. We'll be talking about the rest later when we dive into object-oriented programming. But for now, we are going to be using these four. Now, we have the int, the char, double, float. Now, the int is just a keyword that is used to declare a variable that will be of type int, meaning that when you want to store an integer, this is a keyword you need to use in declaring the variable. Now you're going to learn how to declare the variables in the next section of this video. So we also have the char. The char is also known as character. It is used to declare single values or characters. Double is used for declaring decimals. So when you have a decimal number, you declare when you want to create a decimal variable, you're going to use double. You have a float. Float also declares floating point numbers, and floating point numbers are much larger decimal numbers than the ones that doubles declare. So that's all you have to know for this point. Now let's now variable declaration here, as we said earlier, is that it's just declaring or bringing a variable into existence, an empty variable. So this is how a variable is declared. As you can see on this second line here, we have variable type and variable name. Now the variable type is the type of variable or the type, it's the type of variable you need to declare. Simple. The type of variable we talked about right here. So it could be int, char, double, float. Yes. So the variable type. Now we move to the variable name. The variable name is any name that you give to your variable.
Okay, let's use this diagram to explain how the variables are declared. Let's assume that this is our computer memory. I hope you remember this, our diagram. So as you can see, we have a variable here which has been declared, an integer variable, int number. And we said the int is a type of the variable. What you talked about, types of variables. and the number is the name of the variable, like we already know. Now, when you declare a variable like this, this is what goes on in memory. The computer looks for an available location here in the computer memory and assigns the name that you use for your variable, this, to that location. So it looks something like this. Let's say the computer found this memory to be available. It uses that memory location as the location to hold that type of variable you have declared. So it gives it the name number. So this location belongs to the variable number. You understand? But there are no values yet. So to store values, you will have to initialize the variable that you have created. And that is what you're going to talk about in the next section.